Man, y'all better give him what he want, cause Buddy is not playing with y'all. You hear me? It's your boy Blackwater Mo. Welcome to Leonardo Oranges, where we give you fresh squeezed GTA 6 content on a semi-consistent basis. That being said, we've been back to back to back because we got DJ Khaled, another one. I think this is number 5. This is the plane leak. Everybody voted for this one, and I was like, bro, this is whack. Let's see some gunplay. Cuz gave us more than we bargained for. Bro, it's crazy. Okay. At this point, this is not just random GTA 6 gameplay anymore. Right? This guy is intentional. He's doing this with intention, which we already knew that, but people was calling us bluff, people was calling us gangster, and man, listen. We on leak number 5, and whoever's behind this, we got a plane, right? We get an aerial look at the world. We get some ridiculous draw distances. We get different cinematic camera angles, which leads me to think something else. We get a look at the radio stations. We finally get some gunplay. We do air quotes on gunplay. And then, just in case you thought these were just some random old clips, this guy takes a gun, walks up to a wall, and spells out his name, Leek, Leek, with the gunshots. Come on, good. Dog. At this point, it feels like somebody just showing us a specific GTA 6 mechanic in every video on purpose. Like, he know what he doing. So, forget the drama that's surrounding these videos, and just like we did with the previous footage, I want to take this to just look at the gameplay perspective, look at the mechanics, look at some of the features, because leak number 5, it might have quietly revealed some of the most important GTA 6 features we've seen yet. All right, our first look into real air travel, right? Because we all saw that one where he's with the UPS man, and he's like, oh, we about to get to the helicopter. What happens when he gets to the helicopter? And then boom, nothing, right? So finally, we get a plane. Now, obviously, aircraft being in GTA 6 is not breaking news. If you look at the trailer that's playing on screen, or the trailer 1, they literally show us an air vehicle in almost every shot, as well as all the screenshots. So that's not new. We knew we had planes, but actually seeing one being flown across the map, that tells us way more than, oh, we just get airplanes. Because look what's happening underneath the plane. This isn't just empty countryside. We're flying across a massive developed environment. There are roads, there are buildings, highways, waterways, vegetation, wetlands, an enormous skyline in the distance. And the crazy thing is, the game's keeping all of this visible while we moving at aircraft speeds. Y'all ain't hearing me. This is hugely important. Look at how dense the roads are. Look at how dense the city is with NPCs. And look at how far you can see. And airplanes are like, video games need time to like load what's coming. So think about the mechanical feat, or the engineering, the developmental feat that they have achieved where this plane is going at this altitude. It's not super high. It's where we can, just high enough where we are next to skyscrapers. We can see buildings. We can see cars down there. We can see people down there. Like, the draw distance is absurd, right? This might actually be one of my biggest takeaways from the video. Look at how far you can see, right? We're not just seeing a couple of buildings immediately underneath the aircraft. We're seeing entire sections of the world. I think we're seeing different biomes. Like, we can see the grasslands. We can see the Keys. We can see downtown Vice City. Like, you can see major roads, waterways. You can see development stretching towards the horizon. Like you can see life teething down there. Like it's really impressive. And it's not necessarily just like one specific building in the distance. Like it's the amount of stuff between the buildings. It's it just hits different, bro. It just feels different. Like GTA 5 and had Los Santos, but once you started getting outside the city, the density dropped like dramatically, right? This footage makes Leonida look like it could have development stretching across huge portions of the map. And then the leaked map that's accompanied with this, that the GTA mapping project team have pretty much said is it's legit. Like you see that there's other cities, like other metropolises that are like Vice City throughout the map, and a bunch of airports for us to fly through. Like, yeah, it's crazy. I think, like I said, the draw distance, like me just saying the draw distance is not really doing it justice. Like I think we're looking at like high speed world streaming, which is I think one of the patents that they filed for. But think about it. Your car might be moving 60, 80 miles per hour. An aircraft moves significantly faster than that. So GTA 6 has to continuously load roads, traffics, building, vegetation, water, potentially NPCs and all these other systems that we might not even know about before the player even gets there. And somehow the skyline remains visible throughout all of this. And if this footage is authentic, Rockstar's world streaming technology, I'm telling you, right? The flight path that we are on, I've seen some Redditors find the specific flight path. Like these guys, there's geniuses out there's brilliant people out there doing brilliant things. And it's amazing. But nobody, or I'm sorry, now somebody on Reddit actually tried placing the flight path and reconstructed the map. Um, And this is where things get interesting because according to that interpretation, we're flying near a major developed section of Vice City with the wetlands sitting off towards the west. That potentially means we're seeing multiple types of environments during one relatively short flight, like urban development, major highways, water, airport, industrial infrastructure. And then we transition towards the GTA's version of the Everglades, and that is something that you guys want to pay attention to because don't just look for landmarks. Like look how long the city remains visible as the environment changes. Because that tells us way more about the scale of this map than any individual skyscraper. Can we identify any landmarks? I think we see the prison and some other things. But this is where GTA 6 mapping community is probably going to have a field day because now we have an aerial perspective. One of the areas I'm watching closely is the airport. We can identify a runway, some terminals, some hangars, some control towers, and now we got a reference point. And then we can look at Vice City skyline in relation to that. And then once you know the 2 points, you can start getting much better you can start getting a much better idea of distance and scale. So if you're somebody who's been following the mapping project closely and you recognize anything in this flight, put it in the comments for your boy. Because I guarantee there are things that are in this footage that we're still overlooking. Another thing that I kind of want to allude to, and it was in that Vapid Dominator with the steering wheel image where we have the cruise control. And I said this is going to be like a Red Dead getting from point A to point B on your horse, where you can go into that cinematic view and your horse just takes you there. So, and you could be like AFK. There's something that caught my attention almost immediately with this. Like if you look at the camera, we're getting these beautiful cinematic angles around the aircraft while it continues flying, right? At the same altitude as it appears, right? And that immediately reminded me of that RDR2 feature because in RDR2, you could just put a waypoint on the map, go to the appropriate route, and use that cinematic camera while your horse just took you to the journey, took you wherever you need to go. Basically, Rockstar's basically it's Rockstar's version of scenic automatic travel. So what if GTA 6 expands on this idea. Like, imagine putting a waypoint, getting on the highway, activating cinematic mode, and then your vehicle just cruises towards the destination. Or doing something similar with a boat or an aircraft, so we can just admire this beautiful world that they've created, right? And like I said, in that Vapid Dominator clip, I'm gonna put on screen, they got cruise control features really prominent in the center of the steering wheel. On an older car, they didn't have cruise control on cars like that back then. So the fact that this is that prominent in the middle, I don't think Rockstar do stuff like that on accident. But let's be careful though, because we can't confirm that that's happening. That's just what it looks like. The person could simply be maintaining the same aircraft while cycling through camera angles, just a button, the old button on PlayStation, bop, bop, bop. But if the aircraft actually is making course corrections while in cinematic camera, now we got something, right? Because GTA 6 can do, like I said, cinematic cruise control, autopilot, like if they have coils, Tesla, right? GTA 6 version of Tesla, they can probably do full self-drive on there. Maybe that's a feature that you can add on your car. Because like I said, in that Vapid Dominator, it looks like a module or a node that they just popped on the steering wheel. So, I'm really excited about that. Just something, like I said, if I ain't taking nothing away from these leaks, I see that this is GTA and RDR2, like mashed together, which I'm not hating on that. That's exactly what I wanted. So it's like RDR2 in modern times. But yeah. So I'm not hating. Another thing we got to see was the radio wheel. We get another mechanic. We get to see radio stations. And again, radio isn't something like, oh my God, we got radio. But of course, we get a glimpse of how the system actually looks and how it functions. Instead of the wheel that we normally have, we just have a bunch of cards that you cycle through at the top of the screen, it looks like. Really clean, which kind of made me. So I questioned the weapon wheel in the video yesterday because it was just like these rectangles or squares, and I was like, looks kind of bland. But now I see that the radio is also those same squares. At least it's kind of consistent like that. And then this is also probably an old build, and they haven't polished that stuff yet. So either way, um, we get to see what it looks like. And then music's everywhere, internet culture's everywhere. GTA 6's media ecosystem could potentially be considered larger than GTA 5's, I would assume, right? Radio, podcasts, talk shows, social media, internet content, advertisements, maybe even dynamically changing programming as the story progresses. We've seen them do stuff like that before. I think they got a lot of opportunity to play with the media and entertainment systems. And Mr. Boss for the win, he did a really good video talking about the radio stations on each individual card and what's playing on those. I could probably link him in the description. We'll see. And then last but definitely not least, we get the Florida native Gunplay. So the guy pulls out a rifle, something we've been waiting for. And we see the weapons. We've seen the weapon wheel. We've seen multiple pistols, different knives. We've seen melee combat. But now we actually see a firearm being discharged. And this is where several things are worth watching here. Because first and foremost, look at the recoil. Okay. And we saw this in trailer 2 where Jason was hanging out the window like, yeah. We saw the gun actually had, blowback and then flashing at the chamber. Look at the stance. Like I said, look at the muzzle flash. Look at the rate of fire. Look at how the weapon moves after each shot, especially looking at where the bullets go as he's spelling his name. And then the bullet holes actually persist, right? Not like super amazing or mind blowing or nothing like that. But he doesn't just simply shoot the wall, he starts drawing. And the bullet holes remain visible long enough for him to create letters, which gives us another tiny mechanic that's hiding in plain sight. Persistent bullet impacts, right? Now, we don't know how long these little decals will remain. Eventually, the game obviously has to clean things up. But the fact that you can fire enough rounds into the surface to create a recognizable word without the earlier impacts disappearing, that's worth noting, I feel like. We saw it in the UPS, or not the UPS, the Allied Crystal, where they shot the truck that he was getting in, shot out one of the tires as well. Environmental persistence is a thing that we've kind of been alluding to. Bullet holes, blood, vehicle damage, broken objects, dropped items, bodies. All of these little things contribute to whether the world feels like it's actually remembering what just happened. And we've already seen injuries and blood in the previous footage. So now some environmental damage officially persisting. That's something I'm watching. And then, like I said, lastly, what he writes in with his rifle is the word LEEK, because these are leaks, right? LEAK. But his name is Cyber Leak, like the little onion. So the fact that he spelled, or they, she, them, spelled leak, LEEK, they playing with us, bro. And that really raises the question, like, if this footage is authentic, right? How old is the footage that we actually watching? Because this doesn't look like someone merely uploading old screenshots. Someone's controlling the character. Someone's deciding where to fly. Someone's showing us the radio, that weapon wheel. They're deliberately showing us all of these things that we're watching in the video, right? Leak, LEEK, that strongly suggests that the gameplay was being deliberately recorded as a demonstration, right? To let us know. People was talking all on Reddit like how this is old and he ain't got the game. He, like, someone's feeding him this footage, which all of that could still be true, but it just seemed real and intentional, you know? We still don't know who recorded, where the build is. People said from 2030 or 2023. And then we seen that one where the song Sports Car came out in 2025. It's completely possible that Rockstar could have got an early version knowing that the song was going to be out when the game came out, to where it wouldn't be leaked. You see what I did there? Yeah, we still know very little about this dude. He appears to have some sort of noble fight that he's standing behind, the physical discs, and then the maintaining first player or story mode content. What I will tell you is this motherfucker's serious. he been dropping it. he been DJ Khaled, Miami, another Vice City's own. I heard he's in the game. Another one, but I'm telling you, but you know, these videos just don't feel random no more, right? Think about what we got in. One video shows us vehicle mechanics, another one shows us melee combat. Then we start getting some different weapons. We get police behavior, wanted system, vehicle information, looting, consumables, health items, stamina, focus, swimming, driving, different knives, the weapon wheel, character injuries, and now planes, potentially cinematic travel and cruise control, world streaming, radio stations, gunplay, bullet impacts. Every video seems to give us another group of gameplay systems, not just simply leaking these things arbitrarily. I feel like I said, this is very intentional. That's why I'm starting to wonder whether whoever is recording these is like what they're trying to say. Like, what do you guys want to see next? No, literally. You know what I mean? Like, people voted on the plane sequence, and like, I thought it was whack. And like I said, it turned out to be like one of the best videos so far, you know? But each clip answers like another question. That's kind of what I feel like. And then, like I said, this one, number 5, with the wink at the audience with the leak, LEEK, we get it. You know? So let's update our running list from everything that we analyzed across these videos. We potentially have vehicle interaction, vehicle information, more detailed police and wanted behavior, melee combat, multiple knives and weapon variants. We see a pistol and now on some sort of rifle, a limited or redesigned weapon inventory, looting, consumable and health items, health, stamina, and focus meters, swimming and diving, visible injuries and gore, aircraft traversal, massive aerial draw distances, high speed world streaming, cinematic camera travel, possible cruise control or autopilot, radio and media systems, firearms with recoil and gunplay, persistent bullet impacts, environmental persistence, and I'm pretty sure from all of these videos we're still missing a ton of stuff. That's the crazy part. So, and that's why I don't spend these videos like that's why I don't spend time arguing about what's leaked. I'm more concerned about like something bigger, like what kind of game is Rockstar actually building, like all the stuff that I've been wanting to see. Excuse me, mechanics and gameplay, character switching. Um, you know, because piece by piece, these videos are starting to give me some of those answers, you know. And if anybody's really is intentionally demonstrating individual mechanics, then the obvious question is, what's leak number 6 going to show us? Because whoever this is, apparently they got our attention. They got my attention. It seemed like they don't got Rockstar's attention, but you know, apparently. And if you spotted a landmark, a radio station, a mechanic, or any tiny detail in any of the footage that I missed, let us know in the comments below, especially the GTA 6 mapping people, because we want to keep building the most complete list possible. And every new gameplay mechanic these videos have revealed gives us a little bit more. This is Leonardo Oranges, and apparently the leaks are still fresh. I'll catch you in the next one. Like and subscribe.
Leonardo Oranges, sweet on the tongue.